Hey everyone, what's up? Thank you for downloading the Construction Child Theme project pack. And I wanted to make this video to go over some of the things that might be more difficult to change than others. It's pretty forward, child theme, pretty straightforward, but there are a few items that I'd like to cover in this video that will help you if you're trying to change a certain thing or wondering why something's done a certain way. First off, I want to say the images these images may come with the child theme, the images that are in here, and a lot of these are iStock photos that I have, and so you're unfortunately not able to use them unless you buy them from iStock, and you can go and search for these. But they're just great images. Some of these are Unsplash, these couple are. You can find there, and those ones you could use. But the majority of these images, like that background one, especially this top one, is from iStock. So be careful on ensuring that you go and buy these if you're going to use them. And I use a mix of stock photos from, if I can find them free, that's great. But sometimes, like a photo like this, you're just not going to be able to find a free one like it. And it was just perfect for this theme. I just loved it. Okay, so that's the disclaimer on the iStock photos. The next thing I want to talk about is the transparent menu here. So you see this page just has no bar, but if I go to a blog post, for example, let me go ahead and open one of those up in a new tab. It has this black bar right straight away at the top, and then it goes down, it shrinks down, and it's got some opacity to it. So here I am in my pages. I'm going to go into my home page here, and for any page that you want to have the bar be invisible at first and then not, you need this transparent code menu item here. So what you can do is you can copy this and paste it into the other page that you want to use it on. You'll see if I unlock this and I disable it, I'll just disable it on desktop so we can see what it looks like. And I'll wait for it to refresh. That one, actually, let me just, you know what, let me just disable it altogether. Or actually, I'll just go in and cut the code out. Yeah, so let me go ahead and cut that. And I may have to shift refresh. It might be, oh, no, there it is. So there you see it has the, number one, it has the spacing, and it has the dark bar. So that's what this code is doing right here. It's saying, hey, main header, turn the background to 0, and then box shadow none. And I don't know why I did white 0. I think probably black 0 would be better. That way when it fades in, it'd be easier to do dark color. And then the margin top 110, that's the height. That's the height of this here to get this image up. So I'm going to go ahead and save that, and then I'll just relock it, update it. But you'll want that on any pages that you do not want the black header. So for example, on the roofing page, it's not going to have it either because I'm using that code. But this page, like I said, it does have it up there. So that's that piece right there. And the next piece I want to talk about are these double lines that you see every now and then. There's a font between, there's these double lines. And then on mobile they go away. You'll see down on mobile they go away because it started to get really cluttered with them there. And I would recommend only using these if you have something, a few words or less, because you'll see here, if I go in here and I add in what people say about this great, amazing website, then it just gets all wonky like that. So then I wouldn't even use this feature. I would just find a way to use this font in a different way, which this font is let's see here, it probably says up here, rock salt here. So let me refresh this and we'll go look and see how this is done. Let me just go down to that one. What people say. Okay. So let's go down here to what people say. Okay, first you'll see that I have brown lines here, and that meaning gives it brown line. There's a brown line one and a white line one. And so I give the text module a class of brown lines like that. And then in the put the content here, like I said, a few words is best, or it's going to be problematic. And then in design, you see I'm choosing that rock salt font from the drop down, and I'm setting the font size and the text color and stuff like that. So that's how you work with that. On the Let's Get Started, it's the same kind of deal, but this time it's white lines instead of brown lines. And if you want to mess around with the CSS to get more options like yellow lines or red lines or whatnot, what I would recommend is going to your, now this is a multi-site, so it won't have it, but if you go to your appearance, and there should be an editor there. So for example, here's an example here, appearance editor. If you click on that, it's going to give you your child theme CSS. And normally what I do is I select all of this and copy it, and I usually go to a code editor like brackets. I'll do a new file, I'll paste this in here, and then I'll save it on my computer, and then I'll make a copy of it and call it like style original. That way if I mess something up, I can go back to the original one. But I've already done that. I've pulled out yours won't say Josephine. Yours will say, here's that. Yeah, I'll get back to that in a second. Yours will say construction theme up here. And that's how you know you have the right one. And then right off the bat, there's the white lines and the brown lines. This editor is called Brackets, brackets.io. You can get it here. I think automatically it detects whether you're on a Mac or PC and gives you the right version. Otherwise, you can go to other downloads, and that should get you the PC version over here. But I'm pretty sure if you just go to on your PC, you'll get it. And the reason why I like this guy is it has multiple cursors, which is sweet. Like if I click here, then I hold down the command key and click here, now I have multiple cursors. And so I could even hold the command key here and here, and now I can change this color all at once. So that's a big time saver. Number two, if I hover over this and just let it chill, it shows me the color. And then I can right click and choose quick edit, and I can pick a different color and it'll fill it in. So that's pretty sweet. So yeah, if I go up here and I say, if I copy these two lines right here, these brown lines, paste them down here, and call them like yellow lines or something like that, then I could swap out these colors. And then I would type in that yellow lines code, where this people say, instead of it being brown lines, you would erase that and write yellow lines. Like so. And then they would be yellow after you had saved your CSS here and copied it and put it back in the appearance editor area. Or you could take these lines and just add them in the theme options. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and grab these. Here we go. Actually, I'm going to call this one yellow. I don't know why I'm choosing yellow, but we'll do yellow lines. Same thing here, yellow lines. Great. Okay, and then I'm going to grab this yellow color. See where that is. There it is. Copy that. Great, and then I'm just going to actually get rid of this here. I'm going to cut it, and then go over to my theme options. Oh, come on. There we go. Excellent. I don't have anything in here yet. That's good. Yeah, so you could easily paste them here. So yellow lines, there has to be a before and an after one. Save it. And now if I go here and what people say, I change that from brown lines to yellow lines. These should be yellow here. And I would want to change the font color too, maybe. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe it'll look cool. But yeah, there you go. That's interesting. Kind of cool. But I'll turn it back to the brown lines. So that's how you kind of mess around with those. And if I just took this away, it wouldn't do the lines then. Like if I had a longer title, I could just take those away and then it wouldn't even have them. Okay, so that's that. Moving on, almost done here. The play video button up here at the top, and you can have this launch a Lightbox, and there's several Lightbox plugins you can use, but I would recommend that you check out Divi Overlays, because you could then build your pop-up box with a builder. And so, like on our new site for artillery, we have it so you click the button and a 2/3 layout and a 1/3 layout pop up. The 2/3 part has our video, and then the 1/3 part says, you know, start your project today with a button. So it's really cool to be able to use this and have that. And there you go. You can trigger it off a text link or an image link. And in this case, this is I believe it's going to be a image link. Yep, there's the image there, the play video there. So that's the image, and you could just swap that out with a different image if you wanted to do something else. Or you could have it scroll down. Maybe your video's down here somewhere, and they click this and it scrolls them down to the video. But I would recommend checking out Divi Overlay. Shout out to Tim, the developer. Okay, and so that's what's up with that. And to change these here, back in our CSS, down here we got there's some button code. Don't let that freak you out. Just that's how many button classes there are. Mobile menu, yep. Homepage, play button. Here we go. So here's our play button A, and it's got the yellow color right now. And then you'll notice if I hover, it gets that green color. That green color is right here. So if you want to change that, actually, I think all you'd have to do is just copy this. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of all that. If I put this in here, and background color, let's just say red. This is going to be hideous. But I think since this is, I think this CSS is loaded last, and so it should overwrite this. Especially since I'm not, yeah, ooh, that hurts. But especially since I'm not using the important text. So there's a couple ways to update. You could update the CSS here, copy it all, and put it in the appearance, the editor area that I showed you before. But that can be dangerous at times. That's why you got to have a backup of the CSS. Or you could go here and just rewrite it. So this right here is overwriting this guy. If I had a important right here, then you would need to have that here too. You would need to have that here too for it to overwrite. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this though, and get rid of this. We don't need that. And then that should bring back our green one. Okay, yep, perfect. And then lastly, the free estimate button here, and then the free estimate stripe way at the bottom. I wanted to go over those two things. The free estimate stripe is just this global item here, and I believe, let me look for that first. Testimonial, subscribe, Divi form styles. The Divi form styles there is what gives this pretty nice here. And then I also put in some gravity form styles. If you use gravity forms, you could keep that in there if you want, or you can get rid of them. But we built the site using this theme, and so I needed the gravity forms in there. Okay, there's the free estimate button. Yep, I think that's what this is here. So let's look here. Yeah, button module. And there's the button background color. And then on hover it turns a little darker. And that would be this guy right here. So if you wanted to change the color on that. And then since it's a global image there, it's going to update across your pages, which is nice. But here's some of the height and the font size. If you wanted to change that, that's where that is. Okay, and then lastly, the button up top. Let's find that. So here's all the general stuff. I like to put all the general stuff first, then the regular buttons, like for the page, and then I usually do the header type stuff and navigation. Alright, so we'll see that right around here is the free estimate. And if I right click on this guy and inspect it, you'll notice that that particular list item has a class of free estimate. And so that's what I'm using here. So there's the border, 2 pixels solid, yellow, and the color is yellow. Oh, that's on hover. Yeah, on default, it's this 40% white. And the text is just whatever text color is set for the menu, which is white. And then we have the hovers here. So if you wanted the hover colors to be different, you would change them right there. Because right now they're doing that. Or instead, on hover, you could, like, let's see, here's my A. Let me simulate the hover here. Great. Maybe you want to say instead, I want the color to stay white, but I want my border to be, we're going to go back to our trusty red, and then I'm going to, you could say background color red. And so now it's more like a, I need that back so I can turn off the hover. Here we go. Great. So now it's more like, oh, but it's a full button then. So there's some things there that you could mess around with. But again, you would just copy, you could either change it in here and copy and paste this in to replace the child CSS, or you could just copy these two guys, make your change, paste them in here, make your changes. So I'll do that. Let's see here. I'll do that. Why not? So copy, paste, and let's say the border. Let's say right off the bat, I just want it to be a white border. So there's my white color. And then, yeah, on hover, the color, I want it to stay white. And my border, maybe let's say I want, I can just do some spaces here, I think. Background color. I'm just going to do the same. So it just goes to that yellow. Save it. And wait forever. While that's waiting, you may be wondering, how did that list item, oh, whoops, I guess I need to save this. How did this list item appear? Get the class of free estimate so we could even target it. I'll show you that too here. Okay, got that saved. For that, you go to the menus. Okay, alright, I guess I'll leave the page. And up here in your screen options, you can turn on the option here for Show Advanced Properties CSS Classes. Check that, make sure it's checked. And then under each item, you see you get CSS class. It's optional. So under this one, you'll see it says Free Estimate. So actually, I could go to like testimonials there. I mean, I wouldn't recommend this, but I could add the free estimate to that one. Save my menu. Something must be going on the server today. It's just being super slow. Alright. And now you see both our testimonials and free estimate have it. Okay, so now when I hover, you see that the color isn't changing still. So for that color down here on hover, I'm going to add an important tag. We'll give that a shot, and we'll see if that does the trick. While that's updating, I know earlier I talked about the forms, and if you do use Gravity Forms, you'll need that CSS code that I have in there, but you'll also need this plugin, the Divi and Gravity Forms Surma plugin. That that out of the box that tries to style Divi or Gravity Forms to look like Divi Forms. And so you'll need this plus the CSS that's already in the theme, and that'll help make your Gravity Form look like Divi. Okay, that should have refreshed by now. So, oh no, not yet. What is the deal? I'm just going to reload this, I guess. There we go. Get my important tag in there and save it again, I guess. There we go. Yeah, this is a multi-site running quite a few installs, but now you see that it stays. So the white, that shows. So that's how you would do that. But now when I get rid of this, it's going to go back to the regular one. Like so. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the testimonials, get rid of that free estimate, so it doesn't have that outlined anymore. That looks kind of weird. Great. And I think what that also does on mobile, yeah, it turns it yellow down here. So that's in the CSS too. Let me go find where that is, in case you don't want to use yellow with this. So style roughly around line 257. So let's see if we can find that. Yeah, here we go. Mobile menu, and then free estimate, and that's probably there it is. So that's where you would change that color, or again copy that and put it over in theme options. Lastly, we have a couple, like here we have this brown overlay, and I wanted to show you how that works. This was done before Divi implemented this new background system, so there's probably other ways to do this now. But you see this brown overlay class, and that's here in the, let me go ahead and just search for that real quick. Brown there it is. So we have a couple options. There's a gray overlay one that does a dark gray opacity halfway overlay, and then we have this brown one that has a brown overlay at 70%, and then you have to copy both of these here, yep, to make other ones. And so you do, purple overlay, purple overlay, purple overlay, and then change this color to purple. So yeah, and then you can you could change the current brown one. But when you're looking at messing around with it in Inspect Element, you go up here to the class, or the section here, and then you want to open it up and look at the before area, and that's where this background color is for the brown. So I could find a different one to use. So that's how we did that there. The cool thing is, if you do it this way, if I change brown overlay to be a darker brown or a lighter brown or some other color, if I update the CSS, anywhere that brown one is now is going to be this purple color. Any page. I don't have to go to every single one and change it. So that's very LA Laker looking. And I think that is it. I think on some of these ones we're using might be using that gray overlay one. I think. I'm not 100% sure. But, oh, here we go. Yeah, because this is a lot lighter. That's the image than that. So somehow we're applying the gray overlay to either the section or probably these columns. Yeah, probably these columns. Yeah, there it is, gray overlay before. So we're giving these columns classes of gray overlay for that. But I could just swap that out to say, oh, here it is right there. You know, yellow, or was it brown? Brown overlay. And it's, oh, it's remembering the purple that we set earlier for the brown overlay. Oh. Yeah, I would want to take this back to brown or whatever. That's funny. But anyway, you get the idea. Alright, I think that's going to do it for this video, and that should go over most of the things that you want to do with this child theme. I hope it saves you a ton of time when building, whether it's a construction site or some other kind of basic site. I hope this saves you a ton of time and is worth what you paid for it. Thanks again for being a customer of Superfly. Check us out at BeSuperfly.com. Check out our membership program. If you were a member in June of 2017, you would have got this for free as part of the membership. And then in July, we have a restaurant one that's pretty sweet that folks are getting for free in July 2017. So yeah, check out our membership program. You can go to our website to look at that. And thanks for your time. Have a good day.